I want you to picture something for me. Now, tonight is the opening night of Sunset Boulevard at the Regional Theater of the Palouse, and I'm playing Joe Gillis in that. And if you're familiar with Sunset Boulevard, you know that Joe Gillis is a pretty big role. So we've been rehearsing, we've been in Tech Week all week, and I'm a little bit tired, and I'm thinking, okay, we gotta open the show tonight. So what I'm gonna do is a little bit of self-care. I'm gonna lay in bed this morning, and I'm gonna finish reading the Chronicles of Narnia, The Silver Chair. I'm not emotionally ready to read The Last Battle yet, but that's, I'll start that here in a bit. But I'm laying there, I finish it, I go, man, what a lovely novel. What a great start to my day before opening night. And so I get on Twitter, which I usually do to ruin my day, because it's Twitter. And if you don't follow me on Twitter, I'm a delightful follow. But anyway, so I get on Twitter, and I'm like, oh, let's see what's happening around the world. And do you know what was happening around the world? Do you? BTS and COLDPLAY were releasing a new music video. That's what was happening around the world. So, my day went from good to great. So now we're here. I am sorry about the sun glaring on me, but I didn't want to wait to watch it. I'm going to wait to post it until tomorrow. So you're seeing this a day after I posted it. The musical's already opened. It went really well. Yeah, it went great. And again, if you're in the Pullman, Washington area, if you're in northeastern Oregon, or if you're in Idaho, you should come see the show. It's a wonderful musical, and I love it a lot. But I wanted to watch this, so I'm very excited. Honestly.
Hey, Uncle Kenny! Football! Hey, yeah!
I do, of course, want to say thank you to my patrons on Patreon. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for letting me do things like come to Washington to do musicals and write screenplays and, do all my other things. And thank you for supporting me as I do YouTube videos. Please, if you are one of my patrons on Patreon, do check the Patreon page because there's some things I want to do with my patrons that are special on there. But outside of that, I don't really have anything else for you. I'm going to leave a link in the comments to this to an interview that I did. I might also be posting it on my channel, but I'm not sure. But I'm going to link you to the actual theater's YouTube page so you can watch. It's only a minute-long interview I did, so feel free to check that out. I also did a live a couple days ago that you can check out, breaking down and analyzing the title song of Sunset Boulevard. So that's on my channel. You can watch that if you want to. I like it, but this is what I do for a living, so you may not, and that's okay too. Anyway, let's jump into this music video, and I'm sorry for, I know there's a truck reversing somewhere. I couldn't get them to shut down the city for me, and I didn't want to wait. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Let's do it. Once upon a time, many years from now, music is forbidden across the spheres. On 3 different planets, 3 different bands defy the ban. DJ Left Freak on her alien radio ship unites them via hollow band, all while they are hunted by the silencers. So let's talk setting a narrative. I know, listen, if this is your first time on my channel, I pause a lot, I analyze things. If that's not your thing, I get it, I hear you, and this is probably not the channel for you. But let's just talk about the immediate setup. Once upon a time, many years from now. That is a brilliant setup. That is a brilliant world to start, because it immediately puts us in a sort of humorous fantasy type world. Music is forbidden across the spheres. Spheres instead of planets. It almost conjures up an idea of marbles, which are used sometimes to conjure the image of planets. So there's some wonderful world building there. On 3 different planets, 3 different bands defy the ban. 3 different bands defy the ban. On 3 different planets, 3 different bands defy the ban. There's music in this opening line that they've written. DJ La Freak on her alien radio ship unites them via hollow band. So again, we're coming back to this "an" sound. That's really great. And a lot of it's just adding words that we don't know the definition to. This is one thing that I really learned when I was reading the novel Dune, is like, you don't need to explain everything. Sometimes you just have to trust your audience to figure it out. Like, what's a hollow band? We have to trust that they know what a sphere is. An alien radio ship hunted by the silencers. What's a silencer? Trust your audience. I think it's great. Why? Why can we do all this? Because we're in their universe. Great makeup. Absolutely all music.
In the night I lie and look up at you. When the morning comes I watch you rise. There's a paradise they couldn't capture. That bright infinity inside your eyes.
매일 밤 내게 날아가 꿈이란 것도 잊은 채 나 웃으며 너를 만나 Never ending forever baby You are my universe and I just want to put you first You are my universe and you make my world light up inside.
Okay, a lot of things going on, right? So let's talk about the visuals here. This world that we've stepped into really could be Earth, and maybe it is meant to be Earth. It looks like some dilapidated structures, a lot of tan, a lot of what you'd see with kind of a discarded building or a disregarded building, covered in graffiti. Now the graffiti, oddly enough, is pretty much two colors. It's this kind of muted rosish red, and then a slightly greenish tinted blue. Happens to be what Chris Martin is wearing. What are the odds? Happens to be what most of what BTS is wearing. Again, that's production design. That's also a lot of the colors that you saw on the alien ship with DJ Frida. Was that her name? But you're seeing a lot of that tan, bluish green, and rose. The rose kind of unifies the tan and the blue. Blue and tan go together. So there's some nice production design that's happening there too. It's also starting us in a more familiar setting, and then get into the camera work. So the first shot we see when he starts singing is handheld. There's a zoom in. It's very documentary feel. And the reason that they're going for that is the whole purpose of this is that it's like guerrilla stuff, right? There's like no music playing. They spray paint the word all. So they're saying like, oh, no, we're breaking the rules. So they have to film quickly to get it done because they might get shut down. So they have this handheld feel that immediately gives us almost a sense of danger, a sense of tension, a sense of high stakes, while also being very cinematic, while also feeling like a music video, and also blending American-style cinematography in music videos, which is a lot of that handheld, cutting to close-ups, with what I've seen in a lot of BTS specifically, but a lot of the K-pop videos, which is quick zooms to particular points. It's blending those two styles, because they're in their own universe, a blending of their two. At the same time, we see a lot of these overhead shots. They establish kind of a security drone using that heat signature shot early on. So we're allowed to use these overhead shots that whip really quickly and that kind of shoot around. Where else have we seen that? The Kinetic Manifesto music video. So there's a lot of touching on their universe, the BTS universe. As far as the songs that they've released, the music videos, there's references to this already. I also love the effects of the holograms. It actually looks like they are there. You know, holograms are real, and they kind of really freak me out. But in this, it's really working. Also, they've layered the background of this really well. Like, it looks like they could actually be in this space. I'm sure that there are spaces like that they could have maybe actually filmed in. I do believe it's green screen because of the lighting. Like, you can see the harsh lighting back there, and it doesn't quite reflect on Chris Martin, which I'm pretty sure is still... I've said his name several times now. I'm pretty sure that's the lead singer of Coldplay. He's very, very good. I like Coldplay a lot. But nevertheless, like, it's really solid green screen work, and maybe they're being projected there as well. I don't know. Maybe. Nice.
And they said that we can't
Nice.
be together because we come from different sides.
My guy. So, sorry for pausing in the middle of the chorus, but note the change in cinematography style. Now it's much less shaky. They're still using the zooms, so it's still honoring what they've established in a certain style, but it's also now Steadicam. It's much more smooth here on this industrial wasteland kind of world. What color is this world? It's blue. And what color does their skin tone all pop out as for all of them? It's tan. So we've carried that color coordination into this world, but by eliminating the red and replacing it with a slightly more yellowish tint, and maybe there is some red and I just didn't see it, but there's still a cohesion visually, but it's also a brand new world. This one feels a lot more like something you'd see in Star Wars versus something you would have seen in like The Last of Us or something like that, right? So they're still honoring that. I also love the drive here because it really does feel like a mashing up of the Coldplay kind of chill pop, ballad pop vibe, which I really like. I love a lot of Coldplay songs, but also that more upbeat, catchy, thriving BTS vibe. And it really just works with both of them. There's a lot of give and take. The you are my universe. Like that's really nice to see as well. So I just, I really like this, and we're not even 2 minutes into it. Super soulless. Oh, and this is the third band. Nice. Oh, I forgot to mention that before. It's great that they're knocking out the security drones. That's some nice world building. I'm also extremely impressed by the blending of practical effects and CGI. So, obviously these little duck things are CGI. The robot is CGI. They probably had something practical there for eyeline for the actors, but some of these others are actually people in makeup, and it's always, if you're going to do CGI, you should always blend it. The reason the original Star Wars movies worked so well, and of course this is very sci-fi, so of course I'm referencing Star Wars, and the original Blade Runner worked so well and stuff like that, is because it was very practical. But now we have incredible abilities with CGI. If you're going to use it, you have to blend the two. Take a look at the new Star Wars films to see a really exquisite blend of practical and CGI effects, but also the original ones. You have to use both. There's a give and take for it if you're doing something at this level with this kind of world. But it's even in the auditory aspect of it. You hear a little bit of an electric vibe when the robot was singing. It's little things like that. While also showing that you can rise up. If they're trying to silence you, if they're trying to silence your music, your art, your gifts, what makes your culture and your world, you can rise up. You can knock it out with a rock. And no matter what danger is coming, you just have to keep singing because that is your universe. What a great message.
나를 밝혀주는 건 너란 사랑으로 수놓아진 별. 내 우주에 넌 다른 세상을 만들어주는 girl. 너는 내 별이자 나의 호주니까.
Nice.
지금의 시련도 결국엔 잠시니까. 너는 언제까지나 지금처럼 밝게만 빛나줘. 우리는 너를 따라 이긴 밤을 수놓아. 너와 함께 날아가.
I love the harmony on that.
Crazy 자 어서 내 손을 잡아. We are made of each other, baby. You are.
Okay, three things. I loved the harmony on Suga's rap, which just kind of elevated it a little bit. It kind of made you catch your breath a little bit. The rap is really good, but the harmony continually going up is really nice. The camera flip into this scene, which again is just a basic wipe cut. It's basically just me doing this. I don't know if that worked. My hand was really curved. That was really bad on my end, but it's a wipe cut. But again, they're honoring that. We saw that in Lie. We saw that in Boy Meets Evil. We saw that, I think, in Fake Love, that they do that kind of camera flip. So again, it's seeing that and saying, how do we incorporate that into this world? The third thing, which I've just forgotten, is the vocal section there, which I think was Jungkook. I was kind of taken aback by how clean his vocal was there, and it really sounded very relaxed and very open. I know it was simple, but it seems like he's stepping into his own. And that's been the fun thing about Jungkook too, is I've really started to fall in love specifically with Jungkook's voice over the last few videos. Maybe because he was more the focus of the Fake Love Extended Edition when I was doing the Bangtan universe. So it's kind of started to tell me, y'all know I love Jimin. I'd never betray my boy Jimin and my bias wrecker Sugar. But I also love all of them. And the two that I've really started to notice lately are J-Hope's dancing, which is just magnetic, and he's so good, and he's so loose, and he's so free when he dances, and Jungkook's vocals. Of course, before that it was RM's acting ability, which really brought me in, and Jin's voice. So it's just like I'm falling in love with each of them for different reasons constantly, and that's a testament to their abilities and talent, and I think in no small way why Coldplay would want to do a song with them. Anyway, let's listen to this harmony again and then hear this wonderful vocal section. Okay, we missed the rap. My God, it's so good. Nice effect. Nice, so we're rotating through all the planets. Sorry, I know it's almost over. Oh, no, there's still like a minute and a half left. Wild. I didn't mention this on the robot planet. What's the main color? Red. And then we have some tan, but we're kind of missing some blue except for in their outfits. So we have the Coldplay planet, which is tan with blue and red accents. We have the BTS planet, which is blue with tan accents. And then we have the robot planet, which is red with tan accents. Design cohesion. Design cohesion. Oh, this is going to be stuck in my head. Uh-oh.
Shut it down.
Nice job in the sound mix. Good gosh, the budget for this must have been nuts. The CGI is so good. Looks like a movie. I haven't really talked about this DJ and the space station that she's on. That's a lot of handheld, a lot of pushing in as she moves from spot to spot. That's a classic way that we can build tension in film. She's running to one spot, we're pushing toward it too, we're turning toward the screen, something like that. It helps build the tension, it helps make it seem like, oh, whoa, what's happening? She's on a different level. They're performing, but she's got to keep it running. She's got to hold off the silencers as long as she can. It's very reminiscent of Jurassic Park or any of the disaster films that are out there. You always see it with like NASA where they're like, what do you see? What do you see? And they run over. It's the exact same camera motion. So that's really nicely done. The CGI in this is nuts. It's so good. Also the sound mix. Nice, backlighting him. Nice. Oh, did you see that her window was a heart? Oh. Yeah. Oh. We're gonna rewatch this ending. Okay, we're gonna rewatch from 403. So I just want, like, look at the editing here. So it's, at times it's going with the beat, da 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 da, but at other times it's not. It's ignoring the beat. And it keeps you second guessing, are they gonna get blown off the face of these planets or not? Is the Death Star gonna hit them, right? The fact that her window is a heart is brilliant because she's trying to bring love through music to all these places. And they're all choosing to not fight back, but to dance. One of the most sincere, raw, prehistorical forms of love is dance. Visual storytelling, performative storytelling. And that's how they choose to combat this. What a brilliant message. So just watch this, watch the editing, watch how, I think it was Jungkook at one point, hit on a downbeat like, bah. Like, watch how the dance, the editing, the cinematography, the push-ins, the pull-outs, watch how it really goes with it. On the edit, I might turn down the volume a little bit so that you can kind of hear what I'm saying, just so you can maybe catch some of that editing stuff because it's really well done. Alright, so there's great sound mix here. Wonderful makeup. Right? Going with low angle, quick Dutch angles. Right there, it was RM, I think. Quick hits. And it's just high energy. It makes you want to smile with it. Right? They're choosing to love with each other. Longer shot there as we see it rotating toward going into it. Oh, and I missed that. She went hyperdrive into the thing. Oh, turned it around. Okay. Yeah. So I think we can safely say that that was really good. Fair? It's really hard to do sci-fi. You have to have effects, you have to have costumes, you have to have makeup, you have to have CGI. And that was the best sci-fi, certainly music video, but that's better than a lot of sci-fi movies I've seen as far as telling a story, telling a cohesive story, building worlds, building 3 separate worlds. Interesting that it came out right after Star Wars Visions, which I watched, the anime Star Wars show with the Tatooine Band episode. Is what I was thinking of while I was watching this. But how cool, and what a cool collaboration, and again, to have both bands bringing each other into their universe to create a new universe, and to have this third band that isn't actually a band, that isn't actually anybody. Well, what's that represent? Does it represent us as an audience? I think it does. This all the aliens, they were clearly from different planets, different races, different species. This idea of coming together to make music alongside the two groups, I'm guessing, was meant to represent the viewer. That no matter what you looked like, who you were, where you were from, what your story was, that you were free to be in that space, in that universe, and dance. Even in the face of danger and death and hate, that you were free to dance. And that was what was going to unify it. That you could dance with it and bring music back and speak that way. And that was a really powerful message, but told in an extraordinarily fun manner. So I loved everything about that. I hope you enjoyed a bit of a breakdown of it, an analysis of it. I think it was really, really great. Thank you so much for watching. Please drink lots of water, take care of yourself, get lots of sleep. And again, if you're in Pullman, Washington, please come see Sunset Boulevard at the Regional Theater, the Palouse. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see you after the show and meet you. And it's going to be great. So until next time, please take care of yourselves. Be well, and Boraje.